Welcome back, everybody.
Yes, we are back. ROC Movie Reviews with another review, obviously.
Yeah, another DC review.
Another DCEU review. And the last one we talked about Joker. We finally got that review out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, I know. We're beginning to think it would never come out.
Yeah.
So we've covered all the DCEU films from Man of Steel to Joker. But we've got a new one to talk about, and no, we're not talking about Wonder Woman because it's not out yet, Wonder Woman 84. Hopefully it keeps its release date, fingers crossed. But what we're talking about now is a film that came out in February. Not that many people were actually excited about this.
Yeah.
I was, because I was actually a pretty big fan of Suicide Squad when it came out. Over the years, my score has lowered, but I still think it's a really fun movie. It's got plenty of problems, but whatever. Yeah. This film took 4 years to be developed after Suicide Squad because the star, Margot Robbie, she essentially like kind of produced, funded, and she like was kind of almost the co-director of this movie.
Really?
She was like in charge of everything. She played a integral part of getting this movie made. Yeah. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not.
Well, now you
I thought she just acted in it.
No, she did so much more than that. And if you haven't already guessed, we are talking about the latest DCEU film to come out in theaters. Here we go. Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Who are you guys?
Here's the deal, Quinn. You need me.
He's after all of us now. None of us are walking out of here unless we work together.
What year? You gotta be kidding me.
Isn't this fun? It's just like a sleepover. We should order pizza. Big Cosmos. Harley, focus. Okay. I'm the one they should be scared of. Not you. Not Mr. J. Because I'm Harley freaking Quinn.
Who's having a good time?
Get ready, ladies.
Psycho chick.
I never call a woman a chick. I'll accept broad, lady, woman, and on occasion bitch.
Bitch? What are you talking
Hold
about?
that for me, will you?
That title's a mouthful.
I still think that title is far too long. They even, which you probably already know this, but when this came out in theaters, it wasn't doing particularly well. I think it bombed, right?
It only made like $33 million its opening weekend.
That's really sad because
that's like close to the latest Fantastic Four opening weekend.
That's awful.
Which did $26 million.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
They actually changed the title temporarily to Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, to try to get more people in. Because let's be honest, this is a Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah.
The Birds of Prey are in it, but they're kind of just like around.
Yeah. Harley Quinn is really the main star of the show.
Yeah, and like Marvel has the Deadpool movies, I would compare this to kind of DC's Deadpool.
Really?
I would. It's different enough, but with the whole narration of her character and this being R-rated, there are a lot of similarities with the first Deadpool movie. Maybe that's why I enjoyed it so much, because you and I love the Deadpool movies.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyways, not to get off into Marvel land for you DC lovers. But yes, so Birds of Prey. I did see this in the theaters. I did see this opening weekend.
I did
you?
too.
You did. That's right.
And I think I saw it on Valentine's Day too.
That's right. You did.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So we both saw it in the theaters. I think we've got slightly differing opinions.
Yeah.
But overall, personally for me, I would say this is on the higher end of DCEU films. This is definitely in the positive category for me, following Joker and Shazam, which were both great in their own regard.
Wow.
Well, and we already talked about Shazam and Joker.
Yeah.
Obviously, we like those films, so maybe you like those films more than this one. But anyways, So I was really curious about this movie. I know there was that whole feminist kind of thing. I really
There's
wish,
a lot of that in this film.
I know, but I really wish that they hadn't played that up, because this movie can be completely and utterly enjoyable just as a movie. Like, they don't really hit you over the head with that. Not really. I mean, it's there, but if you choose to notice it, then you choose to notice it.
Yeah.
Whatever. I felt the same way about the newest Ghostbusters movie. It was fun. People friggin' hated on that movie way more than they needed to.
Yeah.
People lost their minds over how bad the movie was.
I mean, it's not a good movie, but it's not the end of the world.
It's not, and some people even said, wow, this was better than I was expecting it to be, because I was expecting it to be a total trash heap.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
I mean, even that I would have given like a 4 or a 5.
Yeah, I could go back and watch the newest Ghostbusters, and there's still plenty of laughs to be had.
I mean, it's not like any of our picks for the worst of the decade. So
oh, no.
It didn't make those.
It
so
doesn't even come
that should say
close.
something.
That should say something, absolutely it should say something. I don't think they even come close to that, honestly. It's not. No, it's not. It's I would say you are right in that regard. It is not that level of terrible.
Yeah.
So the story of this movie is, I'm going to read the synopsis off of IMDb, but I wanted to take a stab at it. This takes place a couple of months or years after Suicide Squad.
I don't know, just whatever you want.
I think it's thanks. I think it's a couple months after Harley Quinn has broken up with the Joker, and she's now kind of dealing with the fallout of that because she's been with him for a while, and granted, that was a very sad attempt, basically, to say, oh, Jared Leto's no longer Joker.
Yeah.
We can't have him in this movie, so let's just have his stand-in.
Put Joaquin Phoenix in there.
Yeah, well, yeah, that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
He got sold the short end of the stick, unfortunately, but
Who did, Phoenix?
no.
Leto.
Leto. He was only in Suicide Squad, and if he was in another DCU film where it was about him, I think he could have really been special, but as it is, people overblew his role for Suicide Squad, and then he was just kind of in it here and there, and whatever. Anyways, after splitting with the Joker, Harley Quinn joins superheroes Black Canary, Huntress, and Renee Montoya to save a young girl from an evil crime lord. Yeah, that's roughly the same. That's about the premise. I would say that's accurate. Yeah, I had a blast with this movie. I wasn't really expecting... I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. I was expecting it to be fun and colorful and exciting, but like I got so much more out of that, because the very beginning of the movie is this animated narration by Harley Quinn that was not only really funny, it was really well animated, and it just set the tone for the rest of the movie. I'd also like to point out that R-rated Harley Quinn is what we should have gotten in Suicide Squad. She was so held back in Suicide Squad. It was PG-13. Which, again, like I said, I don't hate that movie. I just see this as a step up because it's really where the character of Harley Quinn should be. Yeah. So, anyways, and I'm going to jump right into casting on that. I think Margot Robbie is excellent as Harley Quinn.
Oh, yeah.
She's so good. She talked about in interviews how she loved playing Harley in Suicide Squad, and then when they started filming this movie, she like jumped right back into it and she loved it.
I mean, if you enjoy playing a role, then you're probably obviously going to be pretty good at it.
Yeah, and she gets to really cut loose in this movie so much more.
Yeah.
There's a visual style to this movie that Suicide Squad was severely lacking, and it's just so much fun. She's funny, she's devious, like she just completely sells the role of this insane person.
Definitely.
But they can also be sane in certain scenarios, so it's like such a fun role. My God. I had a blast with her performance, as I think most people did. I think even people who didn't like this movie can say, yeah, she was good.
Yeah, definitely.
So, did you want to say something else before I moved on?
I mean, no, you can move on.
Okay. So, yes, Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. Looking forward to seeing her again in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. Yeah. Which is technically the second movie in The Suicide Squad, but they're calling it The Suicide Squad. Whatever. The rest of the cast does a really good job, too. I don't want to say there's any weak links here. Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Helena Bertinelli, a.k.a. Huntress. Yeah. Not in the movie enough. She's kind of only in it towards the end, but her character, when she was in the end, I was like, I want to see more of you. Yeah. I love her as Ramona Flowers in Scott Pilgrim. She's a great actress. She was awesome in 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
She's a really good actress. So to see her in this role, want to see more of her, want her to get more to do in the next movie.
Yeah.
If they do an actual Birds of Prey movie in the future. Because this movie is called Birds of Prey, as we said. They're just kind of in the background.
Yeah, they're just there.
They're just there. I mean, they're there enough, but this is the Harley Quinn show.
Yeah. And these are like her special guests that
yeah.
she's interviewing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why they changed it to Harley Quinn Birds of Prey, just to see if they could sell tickets better.
Yeah.
If that doesn't, like, completely telegraph what they're trying to do, I don't know what does. Anyway, Rosie Perez as Renee Montoya. I've seen this actress in other things. She was fine.
Yeah.
She was fine. Kick-ass female cop who wasn't afraid to get her hands dirty. She did have some really cliche and cheesy lines, but she sold them because Harley's character says like that she was that kind of character. Yeah. So they were self-aware in that way. Journey Smollett Bell had never heard of this actress before, had never seen her in anything. Either. She plays Dina Lance Black Canary. Really liked her.
Yeah.
She was good. She's actually probably in the movie more than Montoya and Huntress. And man, can that girl kick high.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, she starts swinging her feet, you better get out of the way. Yeah. She was really good. And her power, which is only revealed at the end of the movie, was pretty,
just a loud voice.
Yeah, but it was like a supersonic or whatever. It did feel kind of out of tone because the rest of the characters don't really have powers.
Yeah.
But whatever. The more the merrier. I don't care that much. Ewan McGregor as Roman Sionis, aka Black Mask. Okay, so we got differing opinions.
Like, why was he that Black Mask?
I don't know. Okay, I loved him in this movie. I thought he was so ridiculous and crazy. I had never seen Ewan McGregor do this character before.
Too, I think he's a great actor, but I mean, the Black Mask in this movie, like, why was he this character?
I
mean,
I don't know, but he was sadistic. He was insane, and would I have picked another villain for this movie? Maybe, but I love Ewan McGregor as an actor, so I gotta say, I just got a kick out of this role.
Yeah.
Do I love how his character's arc ended at the end of this movie? No, I wanted him to stick around, but I was also, I laughed so hard with what happened to him at the end.
Yeah.
I like almost, I just almost lost it. You were gonna say something.
Yeah, I mean, his character just got mad at everything. It was kind of annoying.
Found him to be annoying?
Yeah.
Fair enough. But I thought he was a better villain than Enchantress in Suicide Squad.
Well,
at least he wasn't belly dancing all over the place.
And the CGI was just so fake.
Yeah.
You can easily see, like, it looks 90s CGI.
It was bad. It was like
That's how bad it looks.
It was really bad. Not to talk about Suicide Squad, but, we said there were similarities. Roman Sionis, Ewan McGregor, I had a ball with him. You thought he was annoying. He's an acquired taste. He's not going to be for everybody. Yeah. His henchman, Zaz, who was he played by? I'm trying to remember. Oh, God. I'm thinking of his name, but I think I scrolled past it, actually. Do you remember the actor's name?
No. But again, I don't know as many actors
I got
as
it.
you.
Chris Messina as Victor Zaz. He's like that crazy guy who has all the cuts on him because of all the people he's killed, I believe. Yeah. Very messed up character. Good henchman to Black Mask. I didn't like his character, and that was the whole point. Didn't like Ewan McGregor's character. Granted, Zaz was more just a nasty guy.
Yeah.
So I was okay when he bit the bullets, so to speak.
Yeah.
I've seen Chris Messina in other things. This was very different for him. He did a good job. He was very, very creepy.
Yeah.
Very creepy. Ella J. Bosco. I think this is the only person I would say, first of all, had never seen her in anything. She plays Cassandra Kane. A lot of people are going to be like, well, that's not what Cassandra Kane's like in the comics. I'm just talking about the movie here. She was fine. She wasn't like one of the worst child actresses I've seen, but at the same time, she didn't blow me away.
Yeah.
She's fine.
And you point out, it's kind of interesting when comic book readers get pissed at the movies because, like, that never happened in the comic. I'm just like, the majority of people are not comic collectors.
Yeah.
They've probably read them, but they're not like collectors.
Hardcore comic book fans, like we aren't.
Right.
I've never read a comic book, I don't think.
Like, I've loved every Avengers movie.
Yep.
I mean, Age of Ultron was okay, but
all Avengers movies have been good to straight up awesome.
I never read the comics, so I can only judge based on what I see.
Only judge based on the movies, and the movies switch it up from the comic books. So if you're gonna be that person,
comics are like super old too.
They are, yeah. So if you didn't start reading comics like we didn't, and we just got into the movies, there's plenty of other people like us that just go to enjoy the movies for what they are. And in this case, I was fine with Cassandra Kane's character because that's how she was presented in the movie. Yeah. She's more of a plot device in this movie because she's the one that everybody's after.
Yeah.
She's not really her own character. I mean, not really. She's a pickpocketer. She's an orphan, and that's really all there is.
Definitely.
Do I want to see more of her character? I'm fine with seeing more of her character now that she's with Harley at the end of the movie, but she was just kind of there for me. I was like, fine, good job. But she didn't blow me away like the other performances.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Was there anybody else in this movie? Oh, Allie Wong plays Ellen Yi. She's a character from Renee Montoya's past. I think she's actually a past love interest of Renee Montoya.
Really?
Yeah, she's only in like 2 scenes. Allie Wong's a great actress. She does fine, but she's just kind of present for 2 scenes, and then that's it. There's no point of having her in any more of the movie. So that's fine. Performances, that's all of them as far as I know, and they range from excellent to fine. Yeah. Excellent to meh or fine. Yeah. No, I would say the majority. I would say the cast came to play, and they did. Yeah. So performance-wise, nothing really to complain about in that category. We didn't talk about the director. Cathy Yan had only directed a small indie film. I don't remember the name of it, but I think it was like a documentary-esque film. Got a lot of buzz. This was her first big budget movie. I think she did a really good job with getting a big budget and doing like this comic book film. I think she was more successful than a lot of directors are in this circumstance. So, and I also love it when female directors do a movie about, female-led characters.
Like Wonder Woman?
Thank you. Yeah. Patty Jenkins, Wonder Woman, so excited for 84, as long as it keeps its release date. Yeah, I love when that happens. Black Widow, coming out in November. Kate Shortland, female director. Yeah. These things can work. Captain Marvel was a male director and a female director, and I just think their visions clash. Yeah. So anyways, not to get onto Captain Marvel. Well, I'm sure we'll review that at some point. Yeah. But
we're sticking to DC now.
We're sticking to DC for right now. Yeah. Cathy Yan, I was very impressed with her. I want to see what she does next. Yeah. The cinematography was Matthew Libatique, director of photography. I'm not familiar with him. Oh, cinematographer for films like Requiem for a Dream, Black Swan, A Star is Born.
Wow.
Okay, alright, yeah. So, that's a pretty impressive
resume.
Resume list, whatever you want to call it. Good job, Matt. Or Matthew, rather. And then the original music was by Daniel Pemberton. He did the score for The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which is still my favorite score of his. I love it so much. Really good composer. I think the music played a huge part in this movie as well. Yeah. The soundtrack. I own the soundtrack just for this, just like Suicide Squad. This is a better soundtrack than the Suicide Squad soundtrack. And I love the Suicide Squad soundtrack. So to say that is really tough for me, but I genuinely think that this soundtrack is more, it's tighter. There's more songs in it that they bop. They're really good. With the standout for me being Halsey's Experiment on Me is just, I love that song so much. And then Kay Flay's, what's it called? Bad Memory. Yeah, that just a couple. I'm not endorsing the soundtrack here. I mean, I do recommend listening to it and buying it if you want to do that, but the music, I love when a movie like Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey have this really heavily centric, artist-driven soundtrack. Yeah. And their new songs, I've been listening to the soundtrack for the last couple months. I really, really like it.
Wow. Cool.
if you have nothing else to say, I'm just gonna score this bad boy. Do you have anything?
Nah.
No?
I think they already know my feelings.
Okay.
Just
All right. I'm gonna have to say the title again. So here we go. I'm gonna give Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn an 8 out of 10. I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I will watch it many, many more times. One thing I didn't mention before you score, I love the action in this movie. It is awesome. The John Wick stunt coordinators coming in to beef up the fight scenes, great. I think the action is one of this film's best elements.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done. What's your score?
I would honestly give Birds of Prey and the blah 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 Harley Quinn. I give it a 5 out of 10.
5 out of
It's
10?
just meh.
So,
it's just there.
So you didn't hate it, you didn't love it, you found it very middle of the road.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Do you put this on the positive category of DCEU or the negative? Just barely.
I would have to look up all the DCEU films and then just list them.
Well, I can already tell you, I'm sure you think it's better than Justice League and Batman v Superman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's.
But
enough
I
said.
wouldn't say it's as good as Suicide Squad.
I know we have differing opinions on that. Okay, I'm out of breath. I need to go take a few and drink something.
Yeah.
I'm tired of talking. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
For
Thank you
watching
very much.
our review of Birds of Prey. We'll be back again very soon to talk about another movie. I don't even know what it'll be. We have to figure it out.
Or it could be a video game.
Or it could be a video game. Go check
Yeah.
out our first episode of ROC Game Reviews if you haven't, and if it's on the channel, we'll have to determine that. And stay safe. You know, we are in this all together, and we will get through this. And until next video, take care of yourselves, be good to each other, and we'll see you in the
Fight
next one.
zombies.
And fight zombies.
Yeah.
We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Yeah.